Hey gang, Tony here. I have a headache. Beer is good for headaches, right? I think it is. So I'm gonna have this beer, and by the end of the video, my headache will be gone. Or, at the end of the video, I will vomit everywhere. It's one of those two things, I'm not sure yet. What I'm drinking today for the yard sale finds video, this is something I feel like I haven't done in a while, but I probably did it last week and just don't remember. I have Susquehanna Brewing Company's Pumpkin Ale. This is a local brewery, local-ish, and I do like their beer. I've had other styles of their beer before, so I am optimistic that this will be a good one. So today, there's a little water left in that glass, right there. A little water in there. There's no more water in the glass now. Today, my brother and I went out to some yard sales. I did not go out yesterday. I've been getting a little lazy. It's getting late in the season, and frankly, I don't want to spend much more money at yard sales. And I've really kind of been trying to stop the spending, but so I didn't go yesterday. I didn't go on Friday, but I did go out with Mike today, and we really went pretty much straight to a flea market. On the way, there were a couple other places that we stopped, little like church sales and things like that, and I did find a couple things. Nothing amazing, but some pretty cool finds anyway. That's a good beer. I'm not going to talk forever about beer. I know you guys get tired of that. But it's pumpkin-y, and it has spices, and it is quite good. Pip pip. Alright, so, let me just get into this, instead of making you guys wait. So, the first sale we hit that was promising was this church sale. Big, kind of like rummage sale type thing outside, bunch of sellers, bunch of different tables. Saw some Halloween stuff that I would have loved to buy, but I just didn't have the room or the money to spend on it. They had like this big stockade with a fake head and arms that go through it, and it was like big, and they wanted $20 for it, which probably isn't that bad of a price for something like that, but where the hell am I going to put that? So I had to pass on most of the big Halloween stuff, even though it was kind of cool. I did find a couple of boxes of VHS tapes. I haven't bought VHS in a while, and I still kind of like glance at it usually, but I haven't really been searching for VHS, so to speak. And I actually was about to walk away from the bins, and the lady who was working there was like, or you know, whose table it was, asked me like, hey, did you look in this one? I said, nah, you know, I'm just gonna head over. He said, oh, go ahead, look. So I started looking through, and boy, am I glad I did. Got a couple of, not really that rare or expensive tapes or anything, but a couple of cool ones. The Crater Lake Monster is one. This is Interglobal Home Video release. So the Crater Lake Monster, which looks like it could be some corny fun. And the House of the Living Dead. Again, another Interglobal Home Video release. And like I said, you know, these aren't like worth a whole ton of money or anything. And they're not particularly rare, but they look pretty good. So I snagged those. The next two, however, I was really excited about. Okay, so I'll go with the one that is really awesome. And that is Dr. Butcher MD Big Box Edition from Thriller Video. This one is kind of rare. Not super rare, but you know, it goes for a good amount of money for a VHS tape. And the box could, you know, it's seen better days, this box, but it's, you know, decent condition. And it looks like a really crazy movie. I've never seen this one. The tape, luckily, now even though the box is a little rough, the tape inside is in pristine condition. Still in a plastic bag, no mold going on in there. And most importantly, it is the correct tape. And I'll tell you why I say that in a second. So the next video that I found was equally as exciting, and that is Of the Dead. And the reason that I was really excited about this, not only because it's clamshell, but because it's from Gorgon Video. This is a Gorgon Video release, which I was very excited about. Don't know much about this tape or anything. Although on the back it says, warning, although not rated, this film contains actual scenes of death and graphic violence, and as such should only be viewed by adults. So it's kind of like a Faces of Death style thing, I believe, which was also Gorgon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it says even up here, 100% real Of the Dead. So, you know, pretty cool find. I checked the tape for mold, and it looked clean, and I was like, nice. I get home, and I open it up again, and I'm looking a little closer, and what do I find in there? Cape Fear. Oh, Tony. Cape Fear was in the friggin' box. I didn't even notice. I was looking at the tape, looking for mold, and it just didn't even register what it said right on the tape. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna see on the VHS collectors forums on Facebook. I'm gonna see if anyone has the tape, and I'm either going to try to get the tape from someone so I could put it in here, or I'm gonna try to sell the clamshell to someone who needs the clamshell. One way or the other, I'm gonna make this work for someone, and yeah. So that was kind of a disappointment, but I mean, you know, not a big deal. I paid 25 cents per tape, so it's not like I was out a whole lot of money or anything. So that was the VHS score that I got over at the church sale, and you know, not too bad, not too bad. I was pretty happy with that stuff. Again, I mean, it was $1 altogether for the 4 tapes, so you know, who's gonna really complain about that? Am I right? Am I right? That's right, I am right. My headache is going away. It's amazing. It's as if this beer is curing my headache. My God. Elixir! There's something wrong with me. You guys know. You know. Alright, so we hit the flea market after that. And let me tell you, all summer I've been looking for video games. All summer. And I found some good stuff this summer, I'll be honest. I mean, I've gotten a lot of video game scores. If you've been watching my videos, you know that. But this particular flea market never has video game stuff. Like, I mean, I never see video game stuff there. So, I was pretty surprised when I started seeing video game stuff, like, everywhere today. Like, all over the place. So first, I see a Nintendo 64/GameCube/Super Nintendo AV cable, which I actually needed a couple of. And, you know, it was just kind of like amongst scattered wires and stuff in this one guy's booth. So I figure I could pick it up pretty cheap. I show it to him, I go, how much? And he says $5. You know, you could get it cheaper on eBay with free shipping. So, I mean, maybe not like official Nintendo ones, but you know, at a flea, I don't want to pay $5 for it. And I was going to haggle with him, but he followed it up right away with, those go for a lot of money. So I said, threw it down on the table and left. Fuck you. You know, I don't need this shit. So I go walking around a little more, and guess what I find at another booth? I find the Nintendo AV cable. Got it. He asked $2, and I said, fine, you know, that's fine. It's not $5. And my brother, I didn't have cash on me at the moment, so my brother paid, and he told me later that they actually gave back the wrong change, so it actually ended up being $1, which is even better. I didn't purposely rip the guy off or anything. I didn't know about that, but so I got an AV cable that I needed, and then I went to actually the same booth had a bunch of like Genesis games that were out of the boxes, and they were in rough condition. The labels were faded, the tapes felt wet, They wanted $5 a piece. I said, you know, keep it. I don't want your junk. Went to another table and they had what I got here, which is an NES. Now, this guy had the NES with nothing. There's no controllers. There are no there was no power pack. There were no AV cords. It was just the Nintendo, and he wanted $10 for it, which, you know, I mean, without all the stuff for it, it's about right. And then I noticed he also had a bunch of Nintendo games, and he wanted $5 each for those, which apparently is the price at that freaking yard sale or flea market, because every booth I went to that had Nintendo games, $5, $5, $5. The problem is they're all common games that are only worth probably $2, $3, $4, $5. Definitely not more than that. So it's not like a deal. It's not like they're selling, you know, a rare Nintendo game or Zelda or Punch-Out or something that's worth more for $5. They're selling games that are worth like $3 for $5. So I tried to deal with the guy. I took all the Nintendo games and popped them on top of the Nintendo system. I said, how about 20? And he said, no. And I said, okay. So I took a couple games off. I said, how about 20? But no. He just refused every offer I made. So I'm looking at the Nintendo and I open it up and I notice that there's a game in the console. So I figure right there I got something on the guy that he doesn't realize. So I took, all the games were common games anyway that I didn't really need or anything. So I took one game, which was just World Wrestling. Nothing special, but had a dust jacket with it, so I grabbed that one. And the game that was inside the console was Goonies 2. So I gave him, I pretty much had to give him the price that he wanted because he wouldn't negotiate with me. So it was $5 for the game, $10 for the console. That's $15, and I got a free game with the deal. So 2 games and a console for $15. Not the best score I've had all summer, by far. And there's a lot of shit missing, obviously. But basically where I am right now with my video game collecting is that I try to pick up whatever I can so I can trade for stuff I need. So basically this console, since I already have 2 Nintendos, I'm going to test it, clean it, and I'm going to trade for some games that I need. And the games I'm just going to keep. So that is everything. Well, I went somewhere else and they gave me a free Bride of Frankenstein. It's taped. It's a taped thing from TV. But it was free, so I grabbed it. That is everything, though. And, you know, like I said, not anything amazing, not anything awful, just pretty standard stuff today. I was a little pissed off at myself for jumping on this as quickly as I did on the Nintendo. Because as it turns out, a couple of booths away, there was another guy who had a Nintendo and games, and this guy had the controllers and the you know, power packs and everything, and he wanted he said he was going to take $30 for the console and 5 games, which was a better deal, but it was a little too late at that point for me, so I kind of screwed myself by jumping the gun. But again, like I said, it's not like I need this stuff necessarily, just gonna trade it. So, alright, that's about it for today. I got my I got my pumpkin today, which is awesome. It was like $4 for a huge pumpkin at the flea market, so I grabbed that. I have been to like pumpkin patches too, but I usually like to go to the pumpkin patches for the atmosphere, but I don't like to buy my pumpkins there because they generally are much more expensive, so I'll usually get the pumpkin at either a grocery store or the flea market is the cheapest to get them. So, I'm gonna head out, everybody, because I'm not feeling very good. The beer didn't help. Go figure. I thought it would make me feel much better, but it didn't. So I'm going to maybe go watch a little horror and kind of hunker down for the day here. I'm pretty much done with the magnets. I just gotta put some lacquer on them, you know, spray varnish, and get them packaged up in a couple days and get them sent out to you if you ordered them. If you didn't order them, order one. They're really cool. Put a lot of work into those bad boys. All right. Thank you for watching once again, and I will see you guys later. Happy October. And don't forget, breathe deep of the night. Cheers.